Hi there, wig lovers! This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a Henry Margu wig in two colors. I've got Gabby by Henry Margu, and this is in color 614 GR, which is gradient platinum. And we've got 626H, which we call Caramel Kiss because it looks so much like the Estetica Caramel Kiss color. So let's go ahead and get down to it, shall we? This is a gradient color, so it has a dark root. The root on this, it's safe to say, is a medium brown, but the contrast makes it look pretty dark up against this really light sort of blonde. As you know, 613 is a French vanilla blonde. It's like a platinum with a gold base. This is a very similar color. As you can see, it's got quite a bit of gold going on. Henry Margu colors, for the record, are quite saturated. They're very intense, and I think they look pretty cool. And I'm thinking of doing a series upcoming of video color chart explanations where I show you the color swatches and that sort of thing and try to walk you through the colors. Because I think that's one of the reasons why people are kind of afraid to try new brands, is because they're not familiar with the colors. And just in general, I think a good rule of thumb is that, you know, Estetica has fairly natural looking colors. The color palette tends to be pretty subdued. I think, you know, Noriko tends to have, and Renee of Paris and Amore tend to have kind of subdued colors. Like their reds, with the exception of maybe Cayenne Spice and a handful of discontinued red shades, tend to be very subdued. They tend to specialize in like brunette shades and gradient colors, but they're gradient colors, like if you're looking for gradient red, good luck, because aside from, like I said, the Cayenne Spice, they're kind of hard to find. Otherwise, they're just really subdued. They like to do a lot of natural auburns. And then you've got Henry Margu and Envy, which have very saturated colors that are very fashion and look really cool on. And you can see that even in the light, it just looks like you had it dyed at a salon. It's not like it's a costumey, cartoony sort of color. It just looks like you had a colorist touch your head, you know? So I think that's pretty cool. So you can see that dark root continues even at the front, and it's a substantially long root, which is kind of cool. It blends in very nicely with my bio hair. So, you know, if you find yourself in a position where you want to try blonde for a while or something like that, try to get something like this if you don't feel like dyeing your bio hair, and your bio hair tends to be a darker color. Gabby has a lot of texture, and you can really mess her up if you want to see just what you can accomplish with this hair. You can get more volume on the top, you can fluff it up, you can move the part around, you can get some styling cream and push it all off the face, because that rooted color will help obscure your hairline a little bit so people won't be looking at it. I think this is just a really cute little wig. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off and show you the cap construction, and then I'm going to put on the other color so you can see what it looks like in a brunette highlighted shade. So this is that color I was talking about, the 626H. And it looks an awful lot like Estetica's Caramel Kiss, which is why we call it that. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Has quite a bit of volume on top. If that isn't your cup of tea, just remember that permatease does settle over time, so all you have to do is wash it a couple times, and that should tone it down just a smidge. Heck, if you use enough fabric softener, it'll tone it down pretty significantly just the first time you wash it. Or you can fluff it up and wear it really, really voluminously. This just has a ton of body and texture to it. I love these highlighted shades in cuts like this, by the way. I mention that all the time, but I think it really brings out the texture when it's got this much highlighting. So, very cool wig. Here's what the interior of the cap looks like. Permateased. And like a lot of Estetica caps, they've got this little spade area where it's more concentrated with the permatease up near the crown and a little bit less here at the front. And the rest, the sides and the back, are open and very, very stretchy. The back has a felt nape and adjustable ear tabs that have Velcro on them, which is a nice touch. And then there is a fairly thick band of soft felt right at the hairline. It's a comfortable wig on. And here with the lighter color, it might be able you might be able to see a little bit better. I'm going to part it down the center so you can take a look at what the permatease looks like up close. So yeah, definitely has some permatease going on, but the dark root helps obscure it a bit, so it's not quite as obvious. And this is a very cool color. Now they have two gradient blondes. They've got 26 GR, which to me is a little bit closer to like 12 FS8 shaded praline from John Renault, or maybe like sparkling champagne from Envy, something along those lines. Or creamy toffee R from Noriko. I mean, it's maybe a hint lighter than those colors, but it's got the same gist. It's got a little bit of a light brown with a little bit of a blonde. Not the 614 GR. The 614 is blonde, and it is blonde through and through. So that is a fairly static platinum-ish color with a medium golden brown root. And when I get it close to the camera, you can tell that it's not a dark brown, that it's a medium golden brown. It's harder to tell when it's a little farther away. So now back to this one. This beautiful color. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this. This one looks good in the longer styles too. This highlight shade is very, very pretty, and this highlight shade is a light golden brown on top of a blend of a medium dark brown and a medium golden brown. So it's a very pretty color. It's not too gold. It's not too terribly ashy. It's just very, very pretty. And because it's a little darker, again, it helps obscure that permatease a tad. There is a bit of a wispy bang on Gabby. And that is 4.5 inches. And it's pretty easy to play around with. And then you can thin those out if you want. One of the manufacturer picks looks like it's been thinned out a bit in the front. And you could have a stylist do that, or you could do it yourself to achieve the same effect. And the ends do want to flip and flare, and you can manipulate those to flip up if you want, or you can manipulate those to flare inward. It just depends on your preference. There you can take a look at some of that layering. I'm going to zoom out again and turn to the side so you can see what the wig looks like from the side view. And now from the back. And if I play with it a little bit more, you can see lots and lots of texture back here. You can push all these layers back if you want, or you can push them forward. They do kind of want to flare a bit. There's that side. And that's what it looks like from the front when you push the layers back. So lots of styling options with these little shags. All it takes is a little bit of finger manipulation, and if you want them to stay, you can get some synthetic safe styling spray, or you can get some synthetic safe shaping cream, and they'll keep their hold for days. So this, as I mentioned before, has been Gabby in 2 colors. This wig, again, is by Henry Margu, and if I haven't mentioned already, the fibers on this wig feel great. Very silky, very nice. They're ever so slightly heavier than, say, like John Renault or something like that, but I would say it's pretty much on par with like a Noriko wig. So there you are. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review, and I hope you have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.